And now I'm pleased to introduce our valedictorian for this spring's 131st school term, Alison Sheppard. An active and effective union member of USW 9360 Steelworkers, she's been attending Guild School since 2015. An active and Allison works with the Mass Water Resources Authority, MWRA, in the Engineering and Construction Department. She started in MWRA's Planning Department when she was asked to set up the MWRA's first Facilities Maintenance Department and oversaw 50 major facilities and 45 staff members. Allison grew up in Connecticut, graduated from Connecticut College, and then moved to Massachusetts to attend Boston Architectural College and earned her degree in architecture. While attending BAC full-time, she worked full-time building and teaching hospitals. Her very interesting career has included stints as a stockbroker, selling disability insurance, working in commercial real estate, and for the Boston Housing Authority and ABCD. She was also a volunteer for the South Boston Community Development Corporation for 10 years building low-income housing. So please welcome our valedictorian, Alison Sheppard.
Thank you, and you were being very kind when you called me an activist, considering how many times I bugged you before I even became a student here.
I know.
Well, I like to find out about things. As you can tell from my resume, I get bored easily and have to do other things. I am just so thrilled to see so many people here tonight because this is, I think, the biggest graduation I've seen since I've been here. And I've met a lot of people here who've become really good friends that I would never have met otherwise. I've had great instructors. I took an arbitration course and was convinced that I needed to become an arbitrator next. So I can add something else just in case I get a little bored. But what I wanted to talk about tonight was, and I think this goes along very well with the keynote speaker, even though I had no idea what she was going to talk about, is mindfulness. We have so much digital connection these days, and so much, but we've lost our ability to actually communicate. And we've lost everything is becoming superficial, and people aren't getting into the core of things. And you really need to become more mindful when you go through life. Your thoughts have power. Your thoughts are things. Your thoughts change things around you. They change you. And you've got to be careful with what you do with them because they're very powerful things, along with words. Something from the Tao says, be careful of your thoughts because they become your words. Your words become your actions. Your actions become your habits. Your habits become your character, and your character becomes your destiny. So you really don't always understand. I know I don't, and you don't always understand what effect you have on other people, and you don't understand always what effect certain words and actions and whatever have on you. There's lots of things in this life that you can't control. You can't control what other people think or say or do, or you can't control the weather, you can't control a lot of things in this life. But the one thing that you actually can control in this life is how you react to those things. And that makes all the difference. If something happens to you and you take it in and make it into negative energy, it's going to produce more negative energy. It's going to attract more negative energy to you. If you take it in, look at it, flip around a couple times and say, you know what, maybe this reminds me to do something else. Maybe this reminds me to reach out to somebody. Maybe this reminds me that I need to do something a little bit different in my life. So take every opportunity to, whatever comes your way, whether it's positive or negative, to try and look at it and make the best thing that you can make out of it. You can learn something from everybody. I worked for Boston Housing Authority, and the CEO had a sign on his door that says, Everyone who passes through this door brings me joy, some by coming and some by going. So there's a bright side to everything. You just gotta, you know, if this isn't the side, flip it over and look at the other side. So, you know, as you go through life, it's very easy to forget, and it's very easy to just be focused on, you know, what's in front of you and where you think you're going and what you think you're doing and the plan you think you made. But you gotta stay flexible for one thing. And while you're watching where you're going and doing what you're doing, think about it like driving a boat. If you're driving a boat, you gotta look at where you're going. And in the water, you know, something could pop up anytime, something could happen, so you gotta pay attention to where you're going and what you're doing. But you also gotta realize that you're leaving a huge wake behind you. And that wake spreads and spreads and spreads. And it's as long behind you as however far you've come. And that wake affects everything, you know, all kinds of things that you're not even aware of. And that's how your life is too. You affect other people, but you don't always understand that you do that. And you want to make sure that you try the best you can to make that a positive experience for everyone. Thanks.